Water. The common denominator in all of us is the cornerstone to our health and longevity. Ionized alkaline water is one of the most critical preventative health advances of our generation. It is one of the most beneficial substances available to the human body. For over the last 40 years, the Japanese and Koreans have enjoyed the powerful utility of alkaline ionized water and its miraculous properties.
Did you know? While ionized alkaline water is relatively new in the United States, it has been a mainstay in Japan for over 40 years and is the only water product or technology officially approved for its health merits by the Japanese Ministry of Health and Welfare, the agency that is the equivalent to the FDA in the United States.
Here in the United States, the amount of competition in the bottled water industry is testimony to the fact that people recognize it is essential that they find superior drinking water. What they don't recognize is that the bottled water industry is deluged by a myriad of products that try to lay claim to assisting our health issues. The actual impact on our bodies from drinking these acidic beverages, including almost every popular bottled water, is shocking to say the least.
So once I put the drops in, these beverages will turn a certain color. And so red being the most acidic, violet being the strongest alkaline. And so I'm going to go ahead and put these drops in and we'll see what we find. That is, I would call that orange, so that's around the 3.5 range. That's definitely red, probably closer to 2. Reddish orange, so maybe the high 2s. Kind of a dark orange, I'd give that maybe a 3 pH. And then you can see these sodas, I'm sorry, the barrel is red, probably 2, 2.5 on the pH scale. And then the arrow is right around the same spot. I'll do this, whoa, spilled that. I'll do the same thing with the alkaline water. And you can see that is the exact opposite. Okay, so this is what we want the water to look like.
Over the last 30 years, I've been studying the impact of the foods we eat, the liquids we drink, on the delicate pH balance of the fluids of the body, which are ideally balanced, slightly alkaline, on a pH scale that goes from 0 to 14 at 7.365. Now, that delicate pH balance is so critical that any movement too far to the right, if it goes too high or it goes too low, we feel these impacts in the way that we feel on our energy levels. In fact, a pH that drops down to approximately 6.9, you would go into cardiac arrest. So it doesn't have to move much. And so the body does everything it can to maintain that delicate balance.
Again, alkaline water, what that does is it dissolves this acidic coating and then allows these acid-bound toxins to be excreted through our several different eliminatory channels.
Being a nutritional microscopist, the single most important thing that I have found to achieve optimal health is to drink a high pH ionized water.
Nothing is more important to our health than a properly hydrated body. And research shows that most diseases stem from our failure to drink enough water.
Did you know? In his book, Your Body's Many Cries for Water, international researcher, author, and advocate of the natural healing power of water, Faridun Badmanalij, points to the simple truth that dehydration can cause disease. And the solution for prevention and treatment of dehydration-produced diseases is water intake on a regular basis. Once you understand the most effective way to hydrate your body is to consume microclustered water that is more readily absorbed into your cells, you will be well on the path to hydration and prevention of dehydration-produced diseases.
I'm drinking more water, but I also don't have to drink as much on a hot day to hydrate myself. It seems to get to the point where I'm actually absorbing it better. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physicist, I'm not going to start to explain how that happens. But I'm a skeptic, and when I read this, I was a little, leery of it. But when I started using it, then I started realizing the benefits, and I go, this is actually working. So I'm a diehard fan. I'm a true believer in this.
I was introduced to ionized water about 8 months ago, and it quickly became my body's best friend. Some of the things that I've noticed personally is I have increased energy, my digestion has improved, my skin is clearer, I have greater mental clarity, and my body feels really hydrated all the time, especially when I'm doing my intense workouts. Basically, I have a greater sense of overall well-being since I've been drinking ionized water, and it's the greatest gift I've given to my body in a long time.
It has to be purified. It has to be energized or alkalized. It has to contain the hydroxyl ions and saturated with these electrons. I call it electron-rich water. And it's got to be void of elements that are going to be acidifying and contribute to more congestion and breakdown of the body. So we need pure water. The water has to be filtered. It has to be energized. We have to increase its electrical potential. We need to break down the clustering effect, which is very simple when we remove the acid, because, as I said earlier, acid causes the molecules of water to stick together. We can break those down into smaller molecular states so that the water is wetter. So we're looking for more bioavailable water, water that can permeate the cell membranes.
Our most important nutrient, the most prevalent nutrient in our body, is water. Certainly books are written and there's a tremendous amount of research on water. Water does many things, just one of which, water escorts oxygen into our cells and into our tissue. Alkalized water is far more effective in escorting oxygen into our tissue. Water that has been ionized and where the microclusters have been reduced from 11 to 13 molecules per water unit down to about 6 molecules per water unit, goes into our cells and tissues far more efficiently, doing several things, including escorting oxygen in, escorting negative ions in like the OH hydroxyl ion, and neutralizing the positive ions throughout our body.
One additional benefit is about a year and a half ago, I was not diagnosed, but I was suspicious of having prostate cancer because my PSA level, which was normally 1.5 to 2, which is normal for a lot of people, it's a little higher than most, but you know, it's okay. It had shot up to 7. And my doctor said, you most likely have prostate cancer. We're not really sure. But I changed my diet to the alkaline foods and I started using the ionizer. And in the last 6 months, it's dropped back down to 2. It might mean that my life is only half over instead of 2/3. That makes me feel good.
Did you know? In his book, Reverse Aging, Korean scientist, engineer, and inventor Sang Wang raises the question, what happens to those non-disposed acidic waste products in our body? He explains quite simply that the waste products become solid waste, such as cholesterol, fatty acid, uric acid, kidney stones, urates, phosphates, sulfates, etc. And unknown to us, they accumulate and build up somewhere within our body. This accumulation of non-disposed acidic waste within our body accelerates the aging process. He goes on to explain that alkaline neutralizes acid, and that drinking alkaline water helps our body dissolve acid waste and makes it easier for the body to dispose of them safely.
Doctors and scientists who study the causes of aging and chronic degenerative diseases now universally agree that free radical pathology is the primary cause of a wide range of chronic degenerative diseases, shortening our lifespan, decreasing our vitality and health. These free radicals are overwhelmingly positively charged, are positive ions in our body. Increasing negative ions, increasing alkaline water, again, is a primary factor, not only in detoxification, but neutralizing harmful free radicals.
Did you know? If your weight has ever given you problems, you'll be extremely pleased to know the benefits of ionized alkaline water. I know, because I've lost 20 pounds over the 4 months I've been drinking ionized alkaline water, and the pounds are still rolling off. But you don't have to trust me. Just look to the pH Miracle for Weight Loss, written by scientist, health enthusiast, educator, and microbiologist Dr. Robert O. Young. In his book, he notes, the fat around your stomach protects your vital organs from the acidic waste that surrounds it. Rid yourself of the acidic waste and allow alkaline water, diet, and exercise to melt and move the excessive weight.
Because as an independent authority, I am extremely excited and confident about the therapeutic uses of ionized alkaline water.